Hola Colchoneros, welcome back to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back. So is Clement Longley from injury, and unfortunately Griezmann is injured. That's the latest news coming on in for the team news. And again, there's a lot of speculation going on for Julian Alvarez's future, which we're going to talk about in this episode. And then recently, again, Thiago Almada is staying at the club. He just confirmed it with interview, and uh, and then we also have the preview of the match against Mallorca, which is at home, and then we go on to play Bodo, which is going to be, I think, a thriller. The last match day in Champions League. But before we go on and cover all these topics, let's just do a quick preview on the Mallorca game. Like I think it was last year, like when Atleti was looking to sign Samu Costa. Is What do you guys think about Samu Costa?
Not interesting as a prospect for Atletico.
I think it wasn't last year. It was the year before when Mallorca reached the Copa del Rey final. I think it was around then that yes, Sankik said nothing too interesting, especially now with Johnny. Like makes little sense.
And what about the goalkeeper though? Because in summer, like again, there were only two goalkeepers, Juan Garcia and the keeper from Mallorca. So even though, he had a very very slow start, and then he made fantastic saves against us. Obviously, Julian Alvarez missed a penalty last time we faced them. Julian Alvarez missed a chance as well, and I think it was Gallagher who scored the goal, but we conceded the goal as well from Mallorca, and the game ended in a draw. So, what do you guys think about him?
Leo Roman, he's a
Yeah.
good keeper. He was good in the Segunda. I think as a prospect, he's very good, but I'm not a good judge when it comes to keepers. I think I can only really tell when they're outstanding, and that's about it. I'm not a good judge.
Yeah, I'm quite bad at judging goalkeepers as well. But I remember a friend who is a goalkeeper and knows about this stuff told me that usually these kind of goalkeepers excel in games against big teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, because they have to focus mostly on shot stopping, and usually these teams defend very deep and allow the opposition to take shots from uncomfortable situations. So it's sometimes easier for them to excel in games against these big teams rather than smaller teams where they have much more to do, like dominate their box and stuff like that. But so was something to consider last season. But he's been a starter this season and he's been quite good.
I mean, sure. Also, moving on to the game. So, Mallorca, I think they are in 15th. They are 15th on the table. Are they 15th? Yeah, they are 15th on the table, and they're on 21 points, and we are on 41 points. Barca lost the game against Real Sociedad last time around, which left the gap open to only 7 points in the league table. And Real Madrid just have 1 point, and we have 6 points gap between Real Madrid. Villarreal lost the game as well, which leaves them only one game in hand. But talking about Mallorca, so if I see the player over here, the main threat from Mallorca is obviously Vedan Murici, and he's having a good season with Mallorca. To be honest, he has 14 goals this season. So do you think with Longley back, or hopefully he doesn't start, but I don't know if he will or not, because we also have Bodo to play midweek. So I don't know if we'll be able to, handle Murici. What do you guys think?
Uh, to be fair, now that we have Puil, I am comfortable against anyone. But something I read about Murici is that Fenerbahce are looking to buy him, so maybe they're not going to go for Sorloth.
It's a bit disappointing to hear, but yeah, whatever. I think the real
Honestly,
problem.
the way Puil handled Osimhen midweek, I am comfortable against Prime Lewandowski.
Yeah. I can
Yeah,
understand
but
that.
But would you be comfortable when Pubil goes to right back and Robbie Lenormand comes in and the score is just 1-0?
I think if you look at the last game, um, who was our centre back pairing? It was Lenormand and Longley, wasn't it? I believe that was the two for the centre back pairing. Yes.
Against Mallorca?
Yeah, last time they played. Or was it
Uh,
Jimenez?
I'll have to check actually. Wait.
Either way, I think
It was Lenglen Lenormand
yeah.
and Hanchko left back.
So while I was not comfortable with that centre back pairing, for the most part, Murici didn't really have any chances in that entire game. It was only until the second half when Llorente was either taken off or pushed forward, I can't remember which, and Molina was on, and they got chances to even head the cross. They like head a cross into the ball because almost any time before that, there were no crosses really doing anything of damage. So I think Pubil right back would be fine for me in that sense, but I don't like we have Llorente, so I'm not that worried. But it's like so long as certain players do not play, I am comfortable. If I don't see Molina, I'm good. If I don't see Lenormand, I'm good. You feel me?
Okay, I just checked. In that game, we had Hanchko, Langlais, Lenormand, and Llorente in the back line. And in the second half, Ruggeri and Molina entered. So
Yes.
Ruggeri and Molina were wing backs, and the defense was Hanchko, Langlais, Lenormand. And that's when Murici scores.
Because he scores off of somebody falling asleep. But that's not the point. The point is, it was a winnable game.
Solid got a red card in this game. Okay, I completely forgot about this.
Yeah, that was a big thing. That was when people were fighting me down in the comments about Solot.
Yeah, I remembered. I remembered when that Virgili entered in the second half for Mallorca and changed the game. But yeah, and especially with the way Mallorca have been playing, like this has been the weaker season of Arrasate as manager of Mallorca, and also their back line has been quite shaky. I saw a couple of weeks ago, I think it was not last match day, but the last their game against Rasho, and Rasho were destroying them with transitions and balls over the top in behind their center backs. So I am quite confident in the game, honestly. The only issue is what's going to happen with Murici when eventually Lenormand or whoever enters changes our defense, no?
In effect, yeah. So I think the main pressure points for Mallorca are not through the middle because Dade was there and there wasn't really much to talk about into playing the passes through the middle. But if you were talking about on the like Vigili is a real problem. On that flank, it is a real problem. If we have Giuliano and Llorente on that flank, I have no issues with Vigili. I don't think we'll have issues in that specific department. And when you look on what Mojica as well, not too many problems for that if they are on their game. The follow-up is what is I think a bigger question because we have so many things to talk about, like Longley now being back. What does that mean? Does it mean that he'll come in? I doubt, but
he's back in training.
Yeah.
He's back in training. I don't think he's back in the team.
True.
Nico,
I mean, like,
Nico
I'll be...
immediately played.
Nico is a world-class player. What do you guys think? Like, why he gets a new match? But I'll be surprised, like, if Longley even like getting substituted or he plays before Jimenez. That'll be a big surprise for me.
Lenormand has warranted none of the starts that he's got or subs that he's gotten thus far from coming back from injury, even before that, to be fair. Yet he is getting a lot of minutes. Jimenez on the opposite side of it, where I'm not really sure why he's not getting minutes, but it's whatever, considering his season thus far. I think a key thing what you're seeing right here in this graphic, Raspadori is gone. Griezmann is, I don't know if he addressed it, but Griezmann is injured. We are now down to two forwards. What are these subs going to be looking like? Is this finally a game where we're going to get a full 90 from Julian Alvarez? You know what I mean? Like, it's things to think about, I guess, in that sense.
something that we saw in our last two games against Mallorca, which is this one. Well, I don't know. I think last three games, because I remember last season we did the same as this season, which is pretty much go into the game defending super deep and super compact against them and trying to hit them on the break, like playing against like a small team against Mallorca. I don't know why it was specifically against Mallorca, and I don't know if you remember last season that we won with a goal on a counter attack with Julian Alvarez. So I remember earlier this game it was pretty much the same thing. We're defending deep. I I I, I remember last season it was a 6-3-1 in defense. I think this game was a 5-3-2, but I don't know why Simeone approaches that game like that. I hope we don't see that, but yeah, whatever. Just something I saw in the last three games.
True, true, true. And since you mentioned Virgil, I think like, yeah, that guy would be someone to stop. He has already 4 assists this season, and then uh, Mojica or Mojica, however you like you pronounce his name, is
Mojica.
right. Mojica, he's right behind him, and then Julian is still stuck at 5, and then Julian Alvarez is still stuck at 7. Griezmann is off again. Someone who was acting as Angel Correa for the past month or so is now injured. So now again, like Saint Cake said, like you don't have much options coming off the bench. Now it depends, like if Thiago Almada can do something, or maybe I don't know. You have to rely on Alex Baena, and that's it. You don't really have anyone coming from the bench to uh, get to the front, and especially when you have a big Champions League game coming up as well in midweek. Uh, Griezmann is going to be a huge miss, by the way. Even though like we keep saying that, like like he didn't do much, we couldn't see much of him, but it's like there's a hope from Griezmann. Like maybe he'll do something.
I mean, that's the
So
caliber of player that he is. Even in his past his prime, this is his twilight years, Griezmann right now. You'll still get moments of magic, and he's that kind of level of player, especially in the Champions League. So I guess we'll talk about. We don't need to talk about it now because was it partido, you know? So with the Mallorca game in mind, it's still a big miss right now because as effectively our second highest goal scorer, just gone.
Yeah, yeah, I can see a similar situation in this game as the Valencia game, where we are sort of struggling and he ends up scoring the winner. I can see a similar situation in this game. So it's a big miss.
let's go to the possible lineup, I guess. So now the question would be like, who would you play as like like what would be your starting lineup for this match? Because I mean, like I think starting lineup would you like leave Charlotte out, or like would you try a different formation?
A sane man, a sane man would say, look, our formula is not working thus far. Clearly, we need to change things up because you can't keep doing the exact same thing and expect different results. Simeone is not a sane man, and we're going to see the same lineup again. Maybe switch Almada for Bayana and Koke for Cardoso. I think that's effectively going to be the same lineup. I know what the back four is going to be, and what the midfield is going to be, and know what the starting two is going to be. I'm
Back
expecting.
four, like like I think back four is definitely gonna be unchanged. I hope so,
Mhm.
and it's good. Midfield, I think I'll rather see Bayern over here instead of Almada,
Mhm.
and then Cardoso is fine, Barrios is fine over here, Juliano is fine, Julian Alvarez is fine over here. So, but like, who do you
We
like
have
bring
nobody
on
else. We
from the
have nobody else
bench?
in this whole situation. The only
I, I
other option,
try
good.
I try Nico Gonzalez in for Sorlo.
That's actually,
Just one time. Try him. Try him.
We've tried
I
it in
mean, we
games.
yeah, we have done it.
It's
We
just
have
never
done it.
looked good. Like it just, I don't know. And then there's what you call it, the other
I
option which is
I
Almada, I guess.
forgot. I really forgot. Like we have Nico Gonzalez back as well. How can I forget it?
I didn't forget. I didn't forget.
How could you forget after what happened last game?
True, true.
uh, I mean, this academy, guys. This academy, whatever. The transfer market's been slow. We've gotten players out. Nobody has come in. I'm a little surprised at how long it's taking. If Kangin Lee is not on the board, where's the substitute option? Is what my thought process is, I guess.
Okay, would you play Almada up front though with Julian Alvarez? Or like,
Sure.
would you put Bain up front with Julian Alvarez? Well, I don't think
Um,
Sorloth is gonna drop to the bench. I don't think so. So for me over here, I think Baina would definitely come in. I'll be really surprised if Nico Gonzalez gets the start. Like, I'll be really amazed if Nico Gonzalez gets the start.
I would not be
Considering
surprised.
how little options we have, for me it's clear that the doubts are whether it's Cardoso or Coque and Baena or Almada. The rest, I have zero doubts on who's going to play. So
Basically,
I'd rather
Gonzalez is
Baena
staying
and
on.
Cardoso.
So Nico Gonzalez is staying on the bench for you.
he should.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
I would not be shocked if Simeone started him. Let me say that. I don't
I mean, let's
want.
see. This would be my like starting lineup though for tomorrow Sunday's match. And again, if there is any change, let's say for the substitutions, I think Koke for Barrios again. If the game is going well, like we are winning 2-3-0. If it's not going well, then I want it for Cardoso instead. And then I think I'll keep Baina on the pitch. I'll get rid of Sorloth. Then I'll put Nico Gonzalez. And
Just a
then it'll be
random,
Baina and Alvarez up front with Nico Gonzalez on the midfield. And
just like
then
random thing to say, Alex. I have not heard anything about Barrios having any sort of injury. So why was he subbed off against Galatasaray?
I have no idea like why did he. I think like he tried to do something which most of the people didn't understand. Especially I think the highlight of that would be for Nico Gonzalez to cross the ball to Baina. That was the
I,
highlight, which he even
I,
said
wa-
that.
I was so outraged when I read that he said that. Like he was literally confirming that the plan was for Nico Gonzalez to cross the ball to Griezmann and Baena, which makes zero sense.
I definitely agree.
A little bit lost it right now.
Yeah, Simeone is also a bit lost right now, so he's not getting his things right. I don't know why. What's got into him? I mean, that's like how I don't know like what to say to this. By
Like
now, like
we
his
can
process,
we can always speculate on, oh, maybe he tried to do this, maybe I don't know, the players wanted to do this, like Baena naturally moved into the box, but he literally confirmed it, and it makes no sense, especially against Davinson Sanchez and the other guy with the Turkish name that I can pronounce.
I think Umar. I think you can call it Umar, something like Umar. But
Bardak, something like that.
true. But anyway, I think like he brought on Koke as well, and then the Barrios one. You're right. Like it didn't make sense. Like we were talking about like in the review of that match was that like if you wanna bring on Roblin Oman, like again, you can make Giuliano your striker, but then like substitute Sorloth because he was tired. But like you kept on like you kept Sorloth on. You removed Barrios, which was literally your let's say engine of the car, and then you just you know
And
it,
then the
it didn't.
entirety of that second half from that point onwards was just failure from that, from no sort of build up, no sort of link, no sort of outlet. It just was terrible.
True, and exactly what I'm saying. Like Giuliano can play up front easily as a striker with Julian Alvarez, and Barrios can stay in midfield, and then Cardoso can stay in midfield when he came on, and then again substitute Sorloth. But then like you're gonna keep him on for like when he's already tired, and then Barrios. I just can't understand to be honest.
So far this season, we're gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat myself again, but it's like every lineup we've seen is like one player away from being perfect, and the subs are just atrocious, like every game. So I don't know what to expect in this game. I just hope when we get the win because it's home, and we usually win at home. That's all I have to say about the Mallorca game.
Right. So again, I think like one substitute like I can clearly see, because again we have to save the players for the midweek game as well. I think Lorente would go in midfield. Molina will definitely come on, or Robley Nomand will come on in the second half. So that's either Molina or Lenormand. That's one substitution. Second is Koke. Third is Nico Gonzalez. Fourth is, I don't know. Who else is there? Almada for either Salvatore Alvarez. And then fifth, yeah, I
Mandatory
see.
mandatory centre back sub. Just put on a centre back for no
No,
reason.
no, I did
No, you're
Lenormand.
gonna do it again.
Again, I mean, but that won't make sense. The fifth would be either Molina or
No,
I
we're
don't
doing
know.
four centre backs. We're
Maybe
doing four centre backs.
maybe an academy debut. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Four
If the
center
sun,
backs, send Puvil right back or Hanchko left back, and that's it.
It's like academy debut. Fourth centre back. I
Oh,
think
wow.
fourth centre back makes sense. I think fourth centre back makes sense. I think we'll do really good things with it. I think we'll see.
Against
no,
them.
Mallorca
I
at
see.
home.
Yeah.
If let's say if we're winning 3-0 at halftime, what do you think? Academy debut or a fourth centre back?
Fourth centre back.
No, four center back.
I think we've seen enough. I think we understand.
Okay,
But
I don't know why I think like there might be a debut tomorrow. I kind of like feel it. Maybe Tofik getting a debut.
when you look at the last game, we already said this in the review, but when you look at the last game, when you look at what was available to you on the bench, and when you look at what potentially dismantle or we call it destabilize Galatasaray, which was a strong midfield over their midfield. They effectively had a double pivot only in their midfield, and we could have either put on three midfielders or have two midfielders and an academy player, right? Or you could just switch it up with you could Ike Luque, good winger, switch it up, have a different option. Taufik Seydu, good decent midfielder, decent option in terms of the thing. Giving them debuts in these moments to give them a little, up and up. Or you could put on Nico Gonzalez and have Bayern as a striker. You could do a lot of dumb things as well. I don't know. At the end of the day, we will see mostly players who have a salary, who are big players, who the club has either signed already or planning to sign. I am not expecting anything right now this season. I think last season we had one debut, I believe. Who was it? It was Nino. I think it was Adrian Nino. So we got
Nino,
Nino
I
debut.
don't remember.
That was against Leganes. I can't even remember the debuts from the season before. This is it's a little sad, but the trend of debuts right now with the academy is
Costas. The season before it was Costas.
no, Costas was the season before that.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll check.
This is 24-25.
So, last season it was Nino, and in the 23-24 was Abde, Salim, and Costis.
Costas was the season, not the season before.
It was 23-24.
Really? Okay.
See, I remember Costas. I don't know why. I remember Costas. But anyway, guys, we're moving on to the rumors. I think the biggest one right now is the Julian Alvarez situation. So, before I start, what do you guys think about the Julian Alvarez situation? With, again, now it's very, very coming from very good journalists as well. With Arsenal making a move for him in summer.
We talked about this in the preview we made when it was just the two of us. So these rumors that, like, for example, Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal are going to spend 150 million on a striker, having bought Gyökeres this season for 80 million. It's, for me, it doesn't make much sense. But we also said that Alvarez rumors aren't ever going to disappear. They're going to be for eternity. As long as he's in the club, we'll have a rumor per week, more or less. So
You see,
maybe not
same
always pay attention.
It's
happened
not
with
good. It's
Griezmann.
not good. Like exactly, it's not good. Like we can clearly see, like he's not. I don't know if he's focused or not. Like there are some people even calling out on Twitter, like like he's playing deliberately like this just to lower his transfer market value,
I, I, I,
which I
I
find it
don't.
funny actually.
I don't think it's necessary to think about it. Like I feel, even Atleti fans are feeling a little unnerved about this, and I'm just like, to what extent? You know what I mean? Like after these games, yes, it is important to me. Atletico is important to me, and obviously, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here, right? But to what extent is this controlling your thought process on Julian Alvarez? We had Griezmann have a whole documentary saying he was staying, and then he left. Like confirmation that Julian Alvarez, out of his mouth, saying he's staying is not going to give me any sort of peace of mind. I just don't care. Like if he stays, nice. If he doesn't stay, okay. I want him to stay. I think he will stay. I think the reality of any of the clubs that we mentioned, like Arsenal, Chelsea, Barcelona, don't really have a feasible plan of trying to get him in terms of the financial aspect, unless Arsenal make that much money in the next year, which even that I
They
doubt
will.
is.
They will. They're gonna win the Premier League. They will make the money.
How much money does the Premier League give out?
I think it's
Not that
quite
extent.
good.
Like the
But
the the,
still,
the
I think
major.
they're gonna make off sales as well. They're gonna sell Gabriel Jesus for sure. They're gonna make money from his sale, and
Uh,
then
So
Not that much money.
they will find a buyer. I think for sure.
Okay, but the only one that makes sort of sense because Liverpool already made two 100 million signings. They're not going to buy someone, especially with Ekitike and Isak. Arsenal, I don't think, as said right now, I don't think they're going to do it having Gyökeres there. Then what? Barcelona don't have any money. The only one I think maybe it's possible is Chelsea, maybe because they have been having a bit of a problem of striker. They haven't found a proper striker, and
but they don't sign established players. They sign players who are very
that's
young.
also true.
So it
So yeah, it doesn't make sense looking at where he's going to go.
our main objective right now, either as fans as well as the club itself, should just be how do we get Julian Alvarez back into top form? Not is he leaving, but these other things like a clingy ex or like we call it a relationship. We shouldn't worry about that. Our main objective is he is an Atletico player right now. We are in the middle of the season right now. He has had a goal drought, and we want to see him perform at the best level that we have already seen this season. So I'm not worried that much. I hope he's not leaving. I don't think he's leaving. I could be wrong. I don't really want to be wrong. All right, that's it. You know what I
No, I
mean?
mean like, look, like if your head is not over here, then I think I definitely recommend like he should leave. And then if he leaves, I don't want a renewal for Simeone as well. Like, I don't want to renew for Simeone as well. And even right now, with the way Atleti is playing, and even with his decisions this season, I don't know the renewal of Simeone. Like, I have doubts for that as well.
This just it to me. It just doesn't like. This is coming from is the usual stuff, right? Is the usual song and dance. When Jao Felix was here, literally every few months they were like, "Hmm, let's see if we can get Joe Felix from Atletico Madrid. Let's see if we can get this." He didn't even necessarily have the numbers to warrant that kind of attention, but it was just because Atletico is not the complete upper echelon of football hierarchy. They feel the need to make these signings don't stop. When Lamine was about to renew for Barcelona, you hear him talks about Bayern is willing to make a bid, uh, Man City is willing to make a bid. And it's like these are things that happen. It comes with the aspect of having a superstar like Julian Alvarez. Don't worry too much. Don't lose too much sleep on it. That's
No,
my
like
advice.
I just hope like if like I just hope like his mindset is over here. That's what I'm saying.
I think it
Because
is.
look,
So most of his friends are here. You know what I
because
mean?
at the end of the day, it happened with Joao Felix. It fucked up his mind, and he ended up in, let's say, Chelsea, and never worked out anywhere. Okay, and he was perfect, by the way, at Atleti when he joined us. And come on, Geeks, he was very good. The
I think
first
I was
season he
blinded by
was
my
good.
love for Atletico. I think I didn't
He
look
was
at the
he was
problem.
he was good. Even the season we won the league, Joao Felix was good, especially his partnership with Luis Suarez. That was a good. I think after that, like when we won the league, when again like the rumors started to spread, then it got into his head, and then from then we could see
I think it was
clear
just.
change of attitude from him, and that's why now he's in Saudi, getting
I,
slapped by Saudi players.
I don't think
And
it. I don't think João Felix is a similar as a case. João Felix is a player who, incredibly talented, mind you. I still think if he lived to his potential that we saw what he could have done, he could have been a better player for us than Griezmann. That's just not what happened though, because he didn't want to put any work. Every time that you saw him off the ball, he was lazy. He didn't do the things that we saw from either
he
Griezmann or
got
Car.
lazy. Exactly, he got
No,
lazy
not
because
not
okay,
lazy. He was always lazy. If you saw
the
him
super
in Benfica, which I saw in youth league,
no,
it
he
was,
was improving. He was improving. The superstar mentality got into his head, and that's how
I'm
he fucked up.
I'm telling you, a key and critical. I remember because I was young and I just used to be searching for anything about Atletico back in the day. There's a guy who does a youth team list. I believe what was his name again? Anyway, and he was saying like this guy could be one of the best of the best in Europe. Critical flaw, does not track back. And it's like this is one of those things where it's like I'm surprised that Atletico signed a player who's so like one of the key aspects of a lot of Atletico. When you saw Diego Costa, when you see even Mandzukic and all Gamero, all these other players, maybe not all of them are on the same level to what I just mentioned. Like Diego Costa's on the echelon, but Gamero used to track back. Like Mandzukic used to give you that option. And
This thing about Joe Felix, I really want to say, like he again until 2021, he was improving and he was contributing. Like yes, the tracking back was a problem, but then he was improving on that part as well. But after like like getting that superstar treatment kind of thing, he literally fell off. And then with Barcelona flirting and everything went downhill. And then before him, Griezmann, same situation. And then before that, Arda Turan, same situation. Whenever you see a world class player at Atleti, the clubs just turn up.
the
But
Turan said the same thing. The Turan said he got tired and then he left. And it's like, all right, fair enough. You've done your hard work. Go off and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? I have no real issues with Arda Turan because Arda Turan said what he said and he did what he did, and that's how I felt about it. And Griezmann is a different one because it felt like a betrayal because he said he's staying and then he left, and it's like I don't care how much money you get, that's gonna sting for a while, for like a long time. Joao Felix, he said that he wanted to succeed, then he started being really annoying to Simeone off the bench, all these other things. Went to Chelsea, came back, said I always wanted to play for Barcelona. Played for Barcelona, did the exact same numbers as the previous season. Like it's a cycle. It's these things. It's just I'm not impressed about these things. But Alvarez has never been publicly anything but what he's always been. He's been he said what he said. If he feels like he's going to leave, he would have said so already. I don't know. I
When
think
the other day we talked about in one of the, I think it was the episode we were just you and me San Gigs. I said that at the time for me Joao Felix made sense considering what there was in the market. So to this day I don't think it was such a bad thing that we bought him. And yes, I agree with Alex that he was improving, that in the title winning season he was really good. But
totally agree.
he sort of had that superstar mentality without showing he's a superstar, you know. And I remember times when he entered off the bench, and it was like he didn't care. Like, okay, I'm not going to perform because you put me on the bench, and it was so frustrating. So it was like he was a superstar, but he was not behaving like a superstar. So now the other way around, he was behaving like a superstar, but he wasn't a superstar on the pitch. And Julian Alvarez for me is sort of the other way around because sometimes he is a superstar, but most of the times he doesn't behave like a superstar. You know, as you say, he's always very real with the things he says. He tracks back. He does all these things for the team that are really what Simeone wants. So also what you said, I think he'd say something if he was going to leave. He was not happy here, but every time he spoke, he said that he's happy here and that he wants to stay. Like he didn't give any indication that he doesn't want to be here. He hates it. He wants to live for a better place.
I mean, to extend that though, Alex, we did briefly go over other prospects. Let's say Julian Alvarez does leave at the end of the season, right? God forbid, but let's say it does happen. Who is the replacement in play for you? It's like a lot of the players that you would say.
We don't have it. We don't have it.
Mastantuono already at Real Madrid. Endrick at Real Madrid. Estevao in Chelsea. At death row contract at Chelsea, actually. Sule in Roma. Perfectly happy there.
We don't have any replacement. We don't have any replacement.
There's a lot of other players that you would say you can build a team around, but you can't really do that because we don't have any.
I think we still have to build a team. I think we still are lacking in at least 4 positions for me right now. The team we have right now as well. For me, again, I don't. If I see like I've been praising Sorloth for the past few months because he was performing well. But again, if I see us going to the Champions League final, I don't see Sorloth in that starting lineup. The second one, I would say I don't see Nico Gonzalez playing for us as a left midfielder in a starting lineup if we want to make a Champions League final. I don't see Rogeri as a left back if we want to make the final. I don't see. I mean, I would have loved Koke from 10 years ago, but I don't see the Koke from today in the same if we were going to the Champions League final. Cardoso is just settling in. So we need that midfielder as well. So we still need at least 4 players, I would say. And then you need a bench as well, which can actually affect the game coming off the bench, which we don't have right now. So again, to win a trophy, you still need at least 3-4 signings, and then again you depend on how Simeone plays them. Because this season, like as much as I've criticized Julian Alvarez, but I think like I said, it's 50% on Simeone as well. Because the way you playing, come on, you have to push him a little bit, close to the goal. He can't just dropping too much back. So that's there too. And again, I think Simeone is also not, I would say, 100% right over here. But anyway, we're still looking for a first signing this winter, which I think might arrive after the Champions League game in midweek. And Thiago Almada is staying, by the way. He just confirmed it. And anything other than that, I don't really remember any rumor. Anything you guys want to add?
There was some random talk, not random. There was some talks about how Edison's entourage is supposed to talk to Atalanta on potentially leaving. You've got no follow up on that. So
Mateo Moreto said it.
Yeah, I think that's that. By the way, ever since Mateo Roberto has started hanging out more with Fabrizio, he's been saying a lot more sensationalist things. I did notice that. I don't appreciate it, but I'll let him slide because he's always been very, very good with these things. But similar a little bit. You feel me?
But from what I remember, he always hanged out with Fabrizio. I remember seeing a picture of Fabrizio and Mateo Moreto in the Vicente Calderon, in 2017.
I remember, but I was just saying, it's a lot more recently. You see, and they both on a channel specifically, especially for Syria, because I like to know that information. Right?
Yeah.
Italian only channel where they talk about Syria and these other things, and I'm just like, that's cool. I appreciate y'all. Please don't stir up the pot a little bit too much. I can only handle. You feel me? There's only so much drama I can handle throughout the week. I said all that stuff, but I still feel, I'm human.
All right, guys, quickly, score prediction. Go on.
2-0.
2-0. Okay, Fran.
1-1.
Damn.
1-1. After all that, we spent 30 minutes over here. Like you said, Mallorca would be easy game, and then 1-1. Okay,
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with a 3-0. Okay. All right.
I can understand why my friend said that because we tend to. What is our main problem is just either creating or scoring goals right now. So I can understand. Oh, you brought your dog with you to the vacation?
Yeah, of course.
Come on, Keeks.
No, you don't usually have like a dog sitter. Somebody you hire somebody to just have your dog for a few days.
I won't trust anyone with my dog, by the way.
She loves. she loves going to the beach. So
Okay. Okay.
All right, everyone. Again, like and subscribe. Do let us know your opinions in the comment section. And until then, Opatleti. We'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.
bye.